Nobody lied to you. They just never knew the truth either. Humanity has split the atom, mapped the human genome, walked on the moon, built machines that can defeat world champions at games that once seemed impossible. And yet, a child can still ask a question so simple that an entire room of adults goes silent. Why are we here? What happens after death? Does any of this actually mean something? And maybe the strangest question of all, what are you, not your name, not your memories, not the version of yourself you show other people, but the thing underneath all of that, the thing that is listening to this right now, the thing that wonders. Because the uncomfortable truth is this: the questions children ask in the backseat of a car on a random Tuesday afternoon are the same questions that have haunted philosophers, scientists, poets, and religious thinkers for thousands of years. Not because humanity is stupid, but because some questions exist at the very edge of what the human mind is capable of understanding, and right now, we're going to stand at that edge together, not to find answers, but to understand why the questions themselves may be the most important thing about us. There is a moment almost everyone experiences but very few people talk about. It usually happens late at night, or during something painfully ordinary. Washing dishes, sitting in traffic, watching someone you love fall asleep beside you. And suddenly, without warning, a thought appears. What actually is all of this? Not your job, not your plans for tomorrow, not the argument you had earlier today, the entire situation, being alive, being conscious, existing at all. You're a creature made from dead stars standing on a rock floating through infinite darkness, surrounded by billions of other conscious beings who also do not know why they are here, and somehow, everyone acts normal about it. The thought lasts maybe a few seconds before the world pulls you back, a notification, a sound, another task. But for a brief moment, you stood at the edge, and here is what matters. Every human being who has ever lived has stood there too. Your grandparents stood there. Ancient kings stood there. The person who invented the light bulb stood there. The greatest minds in history looked into the same darkness you have looked into and felt the exact same thing. Wonder, fear, confusion, a strange awareness of being small. When I was younger, I thought adulthood would come with answers. I thought one day the fog would disappear and everything would finally make sense. But it never happened. And strangely, that is what makes these questions beautiful. Because the deeper humanity searches, the stranger reality becomes. Let us start with the universe itself. Right now, you're sitting on a planet orbiting a star. That star is one of around 400 billion stars in the Milky Way galaxy, and the Milky Way is only one of at least 100 billion galaxies we can observe. Try to actually imagine that. Somewhere tonight, two people are falling in love on a tiny planet hidden inside one of those galaxies. Somewhere else, someone is taking their last breath. Somewhere else, a child is asking their mother what happens after we die. And all of it exists inside a universe so enormous that the human brain cannot truly comprehend it. Sometimes I try to imagine zooming away from Earth, past the clouds, past the moon, past the planets, past the sun, until our entire galaxy becomes nothing more than a faint smudge of light floating in darkness, and somewhere inside that tiny smudge is every war in history, every poem ever written, every heartbreak, every dream, every person you have ever loved. That realization does something to you. It makes your problems feel smaller, but it also makes existence feel infinitely stranger. Because modern physics suggests something even more unsettling. What if our universe is not the only one? Some scientists believe reality may contain countless universes, different laws, different timelines, different versions of you. In one universe, you made a different choice years ago, and your entire life changed because of it. In another, someone you lost is still alive. In another, you were never born at all. Or maybe none of this is true. Maybe these theories are simply the limits of human imagination trying desperately to understand something too large for us to hold. Because the truth is, humanity still has absolutely no agreement on what reality actually is. We have equations, theories, telescopes powerful enough to look billions of years into the past, and still, we do not know. The answer may lie somewhere between nothing and infinity, and honestly, both possibilities are completely beyond us. But here is where things become truly strange. If the universe is this enormous, where is everybody? Because statistically, intelligent life should be everywhere. There are likely billions of planets capable of supporting life in our galaxy alone. Many of them existed billions of years before Earth, meaning if intelligent life appeared somewhere else, it had a massive head start. Human civilization transformed dramatically in only 100 years. Now imagine a species with 1,000,000 years of technological progress. They could spread across galaxies, build structures larger than planets, create forms of communication beyond anything we can understand. And yet, the universe remains silent. No signals, no proof, nothing. Why? Maybe intelligent life is unbelievably rare. Maybe the distance between a planet that can hold life and a planet that actually produces it is a distance most worlds never cross. Maybe civilizations always destroy themselves before reaching the stars. Maybe every species eventually creates something powerful enough to end itself. Or maybe advanced civilizations are already out there, watching silently, waiting, hidden for reasons we're too primitive to understand. Maybe they communicate in ways we would never recognize. Maybe intelligence eventually becomes something microscopic, digital, invisible, or maybe the universe is already overflowing with life, and humanity simply does not yet know how to see it. The honest answer is this: we do not know, and that sentence may be more important than any answer we could ever find. Because humans hate uncertainty. We want conclusions, explanations, something solid to hold on to. But reality does not seem interested in giving us that. And underneath all these cosmic mysteries lies the strangest question of all. What are you? Your brain is made from the same particles as rocks, the same particles as stars, the same ancient matter born billions of years ago inside exploding suns. And yet somewhere between dead matter and human consciousness, something impossible appeared, an inner world, a self, a perspective, something capable of suffering, dreaming, wondering, something capable of looking at the universe and asking why it exists. Why does it feel like something to be alive? Why are you aware at all? What is consciousness? And why does reality suddenly become experience inside your mind? Nobody knows. Not philosophers, not neuroscientists, not the smartest people alive today. Humanity still does not understand what consciousness actually is. Was the Big Bang an accident? Is there a God? And if there is, why does suffering exist? Why does a good person lose everything while someone who deserves nothing gains the world? Why do children suffer? Is there a plan beneath all of it that we are simply too small to see? Or is there no plan at all? And maybe the most haunting part is this: you are the only consciousness you will ever directly experience. You can never fully step outside your own mind. You can never truly know if anyone else experiences reality the same way you do. You simply trust that they do. And somehow we continue living anyway. We continue laughing, planning for the future, making coffee, falling in love, as if existence itself is not the strangest thing imaginable. But maybe that is the beauty of being human. Maybe meaning was never supposed to arrive fully formed. Maybe life is not a puzzle waiting to be solved. Maybe it is something closer to a conversation, a search, a reaching into darkness. Because every important discovery humanity has ever made began the same way, with someone who refused to accept that a question was unanswerable. Curiosity built civilization. Curiosity crossed oceans. Curiosity looked up at the stars and refused to stop asking. And maybe the questions that have no answers are the ones that matter most. Because they keep us searching. They keep us humble. They remind us how mysterious existence really is. The universe becomes stranger the more we understand it. Every answer opens 10 new doors. Every discovery reveals another layer of mystery underneath. And maybe that is the point. Maybe we were never meant to arrive at complete certainty. Maybe wonder itself is the destination. So stay curious. Not because the answers are coming. Not because the fog will ever fully clear. But because the questions themselves are what keep you awake, alive, reaching beyond yourself. And in a universe this vast, this silent, and this strange, the fact that you are here at all, thinking, questioning, wondering, might already be one of the most extraordinary things that has ever happened. Nobody lied to you. They just never knew the truth either, and neither do we. But we are still here, still asking, and maybe that is enough.